Hi, how are you today? I want to talk to you about something serious, and it's probably going to piss some people off, but you know what? I'm pretty certain that if I want to avoid pissing everybody off, I just take down my channel and hide in a hole somewhere. And even that would piss somebody off because they didn't get to see me anymore and they want to see me. So I'm not going to worry about pleasing everybody. All right? I'm going to say some things, like them or not. I just encourage you to do research, use your brains, analyze carefully, look at the sources, contest, and try to figure out what's going on. All right, so this is about our leaders. Okay? Let's start with this quote. The masses have never thirsted after truth. They turn aside from evidence that is not to their taste, preferring to deify error if error seduce them. Whoever can supply them with illusions is easily their master. Whoever attempts to destroy their illusions is always their victim. That was Gustave Le Bon. This quote is as true now as the day it was written. Far before that point, and far beyond it, it will continue to be true. A wise person accepts the bitter pill of the truth after proper verification, swallowing it and becoming wiser. A foolish person rejects the truth without any verification whatsoever, replacing it with whatever fits their subjective opinion. This is the true plague that we face. It is destroying the U.S. and many other nations as well. The SARS-CoV-2 reaction by politicians is helping the plague, actually. But it is not the plague that we should be primarily worried about. We should be worried about the people that are behind all this. Another quote for you. Carl Jung said, "The gigantic catastrophes that threaten us today are not elemental happenings of a physical or biological order, but psychic events. To a quite terrifying degree, we are threatened by wars and revolutions, which are nothing other than psychic epidemics. At any moment, several million human beings may be smitten with a new madness, and then we shall have another world war or devastating revolution. Instead of being at the mercy of wild beasts, earthquakes, landslides, and inundations, modern man is battered by the elemental forces of his own psyche, which is to say that you can be manipulated into developing mental illness." Okay? The truth is that as mental illness grows within a society or the world, it plunges us into the worst times of our lives. If you're like me and you've experienced serious mental illness, I used to have serious problems with depression, then you know what I'm talking about. It's a horrible, horrible experience. When our leaders seek to divide us, make us fearful so they can better control us, and pit us against each other overtly or covertly, that is when we should be most vigilant and careful. When those who seek more power, more control, and more wealth work to keep us divided and full of hate, we sink into the miasma of poor mental health because of the amount of stress, distrust, and destructive behavior that results. Leaders who promote the model of us against them are those who help to destroy not just nations, but humanity and, as an extension, the world. Divisiveness always results in bad things. Seeking commonalities, fostering tolerance, being patient and compassionate thus are erased and replaced with a sea of woes. Do yourself a favor and run away from leaders who, no matter how sweet their words are, promote intolerance, impatience, hard-heartedness, anger, hatred, and divisiveness, because those leaders seek power and wealth and do not care about your welfare or indeed the future of anyone but themselves. They are a plague of the worst kind. We're better off with the Black Death than we are with them. This is me speaking. I finished my Carl Jung quote when I said forces of his own psyche, just in case you're not sure. Here's another quote. Totalitarianism is the modern phenomenon of total centralized state power coupled with the obliteration of individual human rights. In the totalized state, there are those in power and there are the objectified masses, the victims. Arthur Versluis in the New Inquisitions said that. It doesn't take a dictatorship to create a totalitarian regime. Various leaders in the U.S. have already worked to move us in that direction through various means. Dumbing down education to reduce the ability to analyze and notice lies, stoking fears, promoting intolerance, dividing a population against itself, and so on. The roller coaster application of fear, followed by calm, pushes people closer and closer to a state in which they give up control to those who seeking ultimate power. People then become willing to give up a great deal for the illusion of safety, but ironically, they are giving their safety to the same vampires who profess to want to help them. Those vampires are megalomaniacs, monomaniacs, narcissists, psychopaths, and other greedy, selfish people who care nothing for the masses. Beware the fearmonger. Do not trust the politicians, the media, and the fearmongers. They want your power, your wealth, and your freedom. Instead, learn to think for yourself, analyze and seek out the truth, and don't be afraid to accept the bitterest of truths. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you will open your eyes.